Welcome back to our Greedfall Let's Play. Shadow Coast here, and we are on episode 2. We picked up a bunch of different quests. We have a few side quests. One of them is the Coin Guard merchandise. So we're doing this for Kurt. We just talked to our ship captain who refuses to help us just load the stuff that we need to for Kurt. So we're going to tamper with the ship's log in the Harbor Master's office. So let's take a look at where that is. Harbor Master's office. Harbor Master's office. It looks like we have some doors and stuff. So we're going to figure out what we can do. Now on this character, I have rolled 2 characters. One character is focused on technical, and I'm going to use that character to focus on quests specifically. This is our Let's Play, so on this one we're doing magic, and probably we'll do magic technical is my thought, although we might switch it up and do magic warrior or some sort of combination of the 3, so we'll see. So zones controlled by other factions. This zone is under the control of another faction than yours. Certain places are forbidden to you. A costume torso of the faction will allow you to trick the guards. You can also try a stealth approach, but if a guard spots you, it will result in a violent response and damage your reputation with this faction. So maybe we want to start sneaking around here. So let's get low.
Do you have any idea how to get in there without being noticed?
Let's take a look around the building. We might find a less conspicuous entrance.
Alright, so let's follow their advice. I think that's the document. We are kind of checking things out. There are numerous ways.
If you wore a Naut uniform and you were able to keep your mark hidden from them, they might let us in, unless we just offered them a drink. These sailors rarely refuse one.
I see where this is headed. If we drop a little soporific in their glasses, the way will be clear. I'll just need to find the proper ingredients, but it's doable.
Alright, so we have some options. I'm kind of wondering what happens if we open this door.
Where is the manifest to be found?
I've already been to the
Oh.
portal authorities.
Alright, so that was a mistake. We just opened the door, but
Upstairs.
To my help! And death to the others! Move away! Things are about to get dicey!
so we went with the not so subtle approach.
Drink a potion!
So we are out of magic, but luckily
You're running out of energy! Drink a potion!
I'm hoping Kurt here can.
Move away! Things are about to get dicey! You're
Alright, so that was not ideal at all, guys. But hey, we got the job done. Let's run up here. That's a lock-picking item. So maybe my other character will be able to figure out what's inside. Before we go outside, let's another lock-picking. And some more stuff. So did we just alright, no one's in here. I am so confused. Upper floor. Upper floor. So I think that bear with me. Still figuring everything out. There's another door here. And chest over here. Sailor's coats. So on some items, if you actually look, you can see like here and here we have kind of the coat of arms. So I think we needed that coat of arms that we just picked up, which is good to know. So why not? Let's put this one on. I think it was that. I think that I can't remember what the two items were that mattered. We'll leave everything else on as is, hoping that the this coat looks okay.
Here's the ship's manifest. We only need to add our merchandise to the list.
Alright. Key to Serene Harbor jails. That could come in handy. Not seeing too much else to do here, so we're gonna head back out. Don't mind us. We're just regular old folks. Now what? Clear out the warehouse guards. I think that
Hello? What can I do for you?
We're the relay. You're dismissed.
Finally! We were starting to grow moss. Courage, me hearties. The path is clear. We should notify the men. They need all the time they can get.
alright. Are we not properly tracking this quest? So inform the porters. Who should be over here. Somewhere. They're right over there. So you see how I put on the coat of arms that they had there? We were able to ask them to leave nicely. Pretty easy.
Captain, sir, we were given orders to wait here with the merchandise.
The way is clear. It's time to get going.
Do your best to be quick and quiet about it. You won't have much time to move it.
Don't you be worrying now. We're off.
The warehouse is at the end to the right there. You can't miss it.
Move out. Quick steps.
Alright, coin guard reputation +2. And is that it? Talk to the coin guard barracks quartermaster in New Serene. So we are done with this quest until we get to New Serene, which I think is on Tier 50. So let's check out, investigate the disappearance of Naut, the cabin boy. We have a storeroom, but before we do, I'm actually going to throw back on my there we go. 29. Ooh, that looks kind of cool. 28. So I'm gonna stick with this for now. You don't have a back yet, so we're good. We're good for now. Let's stick with what we have, and let's go find this cabin boy who is missing. So I think, yeah. Sorry about that.
Good day. Someone told me that you're a friend of Jonas's, the young cabin boy who's gone missing.
That's right, yeah. Are you looking for him?
Yes. Your captain asked me to go and find him.
Happy to hear he's taken the disappearance seriously. What can I do for you?
When did you last see him?
2 days ago, in the evening. We went to have a drink in the tavern. Jonas, Lauro, and myself.
Did anything seem out of the ordinary? Was he troubled?
Maybe a tad troubled. Like he was somewhere else.
Why would that be? Give me your best guess.
boy, I haven't the faintest idea.
What does Jonas do in his free time, when you're on land?
He just hangs around here or there. You know the cabin boys don't have half a sailor's wages. And when evening comes, we usually go down the tavern with good old Lauro.
Did he ever have one too many?
Never. He sips his pint like it was bad medicine. One drink lasts him the whole night.
Does he know anyone in Serene?
No one, far as I know.
Do you think he could have made himself any enemies?
I wouldn't think that for a moment. Jonas has a good heart and he steers clear of trouble and troublemakers.
I don't know where to start with this. Do you have any idea?
No. Lauro won't stop telling anyone who will lend him an ear that the boy was carried off by thugs.
And you don't believe him?
I like Lauro, don't get me wrong, he's like a brother. But to be honest, he drinks a little more than he should. The itch for a drink gets us all, but to him more than others, and when you drink too much, the imagination wanders. Here, yesterday, it was me who tied one over, and I thought I heard Jonas's voice by the canal. I called back to him, as you guessed, but then nothing. Drink. It blurs the senses.
What do you think about Captain Vasco?
He's a damn good navigator, and an excellent leader of men. He knows his craft well, in spite of being so young.
How old is he?
He's not seen his 25th year yet. If he keeps it up, he'll be an admiral one day.
I need
Alright.
to be going.
Some
Farewell.
good context. So possible thugs, possibly seen down by the canal. Let's talk to the, I think, Laro, the other guy. Yeah, he's over here. Borash.
Good day, sailor. I've been told that you know the missing cabin boy well. Is that right?
You talking about Jonas? You bet your stars I know him. But like I've been crying to the 9 deaf winds, he didn't go missing, he was taken.
Were you a witness to the event?
Yes, I was. Even though I'd had a few tumblers in the belly, I hadn't yet lost my head. The other day, in the tavern, I saw him talking to a well-dressed man, surrounded by some other sly ruffians. And then when we left, him and I, Flavia left a little earlier, you understand. Well, those brutes were there, waiting for him. They just up and took him like that. Grabbed his arms and poof, gone. Vanished.
Why didn't you intervene?
I tried to, believe me. But my legs betrayed me. Wavering they were, and I fell into the gutter.
Did you report this to the captain?
Unfortunately not. I know all too well what weight my words carry. Even Flavia treated me like a drunken fool. And the captain? No, not telling him that. I still have some pride left, you get me?
Did Jonas seem troubled to you, the night he disappeared?
Maybe. For sure he wasn't his usual self.
Do you know what was on his mind?
No. No idea.
Why would anyone want to snatch a mere cabin boy?
How would I know? Jonas is a gentle boy who keeps his head down. You think my story is nothing but mess too, don't you?
It's just that I can't imagine a gang of thugs hoping to get a ransom for a cabin boy. Did anyone else see the kidnapping?
There was still a small crowd in the tavern. But outside, I seem to recall that regular being there. We play cards with him from time to time. Kind of fellow who plays from morning to night time to be that skilled. But now and again he comes out. When nature calls, you know. I kind of remember his face being there.
Alright, so we have to find
do
and
you think about
interrogate
Captain
the
Vasco?
witness.
He's a just man who knows his knots. He's well appreciated by the crew. It's a pity that he hasn't much heart for laughs now and again. Always seems unhappy, our captain.
Thank you, Lara. I need to be going.
Strange
So we
story,
got
this
some
is.
good context on the
Something's right here, I
captain.
can feel it. We need to lift the veil on this.
Now, one thing I want to do real quick Alright, I don't have any points, so I picked Charisma. Just see if I could put a point in that. Stasis. Oh, so spells, we already have stasis. So before I was trying to add it, but I think it's because we already have it, that we couldn't add it. So we have to think about upgrading soon. Alright, let's check out the tavern. In Greedfall, a quest can usually be completed in several different ways, which we actually already seeing, which is awesome. Desardad has more than one string to his bow. Cunning, persuasion, intuition, corruption, creating items from the crafting table will be some of the means available to you to reach your goals. To improve in these areas, spend points in the corresponding talent tree or wear equipment that offers bonuses. Threats in combat are also options when your enemies are not receptive to your talents. So we do have
Good day,
charisma we're
tavern
working
keeper.
on.
Good day to you. What is your pleasure?
I'm looking for my cousin. His name is Constantine. I believe he was intent on celebrating his departure last night.
There was indeed a party here last night, but it ended badly.
Whatever do you mean?
A brawl broke out. My tavern was shattered, and no one's paid for the damages.
I'm sorry. Amongst the rebel rousers, did there happen to be a young man? 20 years of age. Hair down to his neck, light brown, blue eyes. Quite the talker.
I don't believe it. Of course he was there. He's the man that started the fight. I hope you've come to reimburse me. Don't count on me to help you if that's not the case.
Of course.
What kind of damage are we talking about exactly?
A good half of my furniture was broken into firewood. I piled up the lot over there.
Let me take a look. Perhaps it can be repaired.
If you can fix it, I'll be obliged. If not, you'll need to pay.
So we're gonna wait to pay.
That's not a small sum. I need to think about my options.
We're gonna see if we can
Oh,
repair
the
it.
father has forgotten to give his son his allowance, it would seem.
I'm looking for a Naut, a young cabin boy who's been missing roll call for 2 days now.
A Naut, you say? That's not a lot to go on. There are quite a few that come to my tavern.
According to one of his fellows, he would have been taken right here.
A kidnapping. In my establishment. You surely jest. Or at least I hope you do. I would have noticed. That doesn't hold water.
Someone told me about one of your faithful clients. A big gambler, it would seem.
I see. An able-bodied man. Passes his time lightening the pouches of sailors coming through.
Where might I find him at this time?
Here? He would never give away his chair at his table. Anything else?
I need to be off. Farewell.
Goodbye.
So we're gonna try to repair the chair and talk to the guy. So
The furniture is in terrible condition. The fight must have been extremely violent.
It looks as if it's fixable. I've seen worse. We'll need to build some metal dowels, but once done, we can make them like new.
alright, so we need some metal dowels. We're gonna go to the workbench over here. This is right outside. We noticed this before. Upgrade weapons armor. You need knowledge to be able to use a crafting table. Spend points in the desired talents. Use certain pieces of equipment. So, armor, consumable, quest items, metal dowels. So let's try to craft 2. So I think we have it. So let's see if we just saved ourselves some gold, which is always nice.
And there you have it. You'd never guess they were once broken.
Well then, were you able to repair it all?
Yes, just like new. Or nearly.
That does indeed look like fine work. You know what you're doing.
I would hope. Can you tell me where I can find my cousin now?
Your cousin is either a very bad joker or a right good fool. He went and insulted a band of ruffians from the lower boroughs. Dangerous fellows. They've a storehouse they operate out of a few streets from here.
What kind of business do they run?
Several, actually, and they're all illegal and profitable. But you didn't hear that from me. In any case, if you were set on recovering your cousin, I would hurry if I were you. They're not the tender sorts.
Thank you for the information.
Off with ya. Get him out of whatever mess he's got himself into. Seemed like a courageous fellow. Who could down his pint. Anything else?
I need to
Alright.
be off. Farewell.
So we have
Goodbye.
some leads on Constantine, which is great. Let's go. Ooh, what's this? Hey, some gold coins. Let's talk to this guy.
Who are you? I don't recognize you. Am I in your debt?
No. Have no fear about that. It's for a different reason that I am here. I'm looking for a Naut that disappeared 2 days ago. After visiting this establishment. A young cabin boy. 2 members of his crew accompanied him.
Yes, that does ring a bell. I've played with the 3 of them.
What can you tell me about the boy? How was he that night?
He seemed rather nervous, as if he was worried about something. Didn't feel like playing, that I remember. And he must have been right to be nervous, if he's disappeared.
Tell me what happened that evening.
A rich merchant came in, with a band of strong arms. The kind of men you can round up for a few coins, if you catch my drift. They exchanged words with the cabin boy. The kid was defensive, not sitting pretty. And then they finally left.
And after that?
It just so happens that I did go out for a breather. I needed some fresh air. And I think I might well have seen those same men grab him. But that was none of my business. I wouldn't have thought that they were kidnapping him, if that's what it was. They weren't particularly rough with him.
Who was the rich merchant, do you think? A jilted lover? A moneylender?
No, sir. You are in luck. It so happens that I know the man. It was Sir Fontaine, that merchant.
Where can I find him?
He has a house in the wealthy boroughs, just off the canal. A stone's throw from the Theleme embassy.
Thank you. You've been immensely helpful.
This man is completely owned by his love for the game. Do you think we can trust him?
What would he gain from lying?
I have no idea. But what would any wealthy merchant gain from holding a penniless child?
The plot thickens. Let's continue to find the Naut Fontaine family house. So we're gonna see if we can go find them. There are quite a few quests in Serene, more so than I thought there would be. I thought this would just be kind of like a short starting point, but they're really setting the stage for the story. So this is the Theleme embassy. We're gonna check that out probably next, depending on where this quest takes us. We just knocked
Might
in
I
their door.
help you, sir?
I would like to have a word with Sir Fontaine.
He is absent, but the lady of the house could certainly receive you. Enter, please. Might I help you, sir?
I need to be going. Farewell.
Can we just walk upstairs, I guess? Why not? Oh, yep.
Oh, I know you. I've seen you at court. You are Lord de Sade. And to what do I owe the honor of your visit, Excellency?
I would like to have a word with your husband.
He is not here, but perhaps I could be of help.
It concerns a delicate matter. We're looking for a missing cabin boy. According to witnesses, he had an argument with your husband before being taken.
I see. I am afraid that you have been misled. You seem to have come to the wrong conclusion. The cabin boy you speak of was not taken. He has simply returned home.
Excuse me, but I'm not sure I understand.
Don't you see, Your Excellency? We got our son back.
I'm very surprised. Several witnesses confirmed that your son had a fight with your husband, and that his men escorted him from the tavern using force. If he had joined your husband willingly...
Witnesses? In a tavern? And you choose to believe these drunkards over a respectable family?
These witnesses are all in agreement, and it's their testimonies that have led me to your doorstep.
My son was probably shocked to have found us. My husband and the other men might have simply had to carry him. A gesture that your drunkards must have misunderstood.
What was your son doing on a Naut ship? Why would they have taken him?
It is what they do. Through pacts and contracts, they steal away young children from their mothers.
What are you talking about?
I would have thought that a legate would know these things. But it is true that you are young and inexperienced.
Oh, snap.
It seems that you have been protected from the turpitudes of our own nation and their terrible allies. This horrible, constant ransoming that they put us through. But I will not say another word. You will have no trouble verifying the details now that you know what to look for.
Where might I find your son now?
I cannot say, Excellency. You must understand why. Until the Nauts have set sail, we live in fear they will take him back from us.
This pact? It sounds like some fear-inducing story.
The Nauts wouldn't be the first to recruit through dubious means.
Let's find out more. Looks like they're all kind of no good guys in this. That's one thing the developers did talk about, is not having kind of a right or wrong side. While we're here, we might as well talk to the Ptolemy embassy.
Good day, Excellency.
Sir de Sardet, to what do I owe the pleasure?
I have come to inform you that my cousin Constantine and I are departing for Tirfredi on the hour.
Ah, yes. I did indeed hear talk that you had both received callings of greater stature. Allow me to congratulate you. Were you not named legate of the congregation?
You are correct, Excellency. I thank you.
It is a station of great honor that I am sure you will fill with brio and panache. The Mother Cardinal Cornelia will be enchanted to work with you, and your cousin in the future. I only regret that your departure is so sudden.
Really?
To be entirely honest with you, I was hoping to solicit your help in a rather delicate matter.
Tell me more about it, and perhaps I can take care of your problem before my departure.
Very well. A small group of dangerous heretics has found refuge in Serene. We know that your uncle tolerates the presence of all pagans within the city walls. But these particular non-believers threaten the fragile harmony of this place. We would consider it a tremendous favor if you would arrest them and deliver them to our guard.
Heresy is not a crime in Serene. You do know that. But I'm sure my uncle would hear your arguments. Why call on my intervention?
The prince would indeed give us his blessing, but it would take time. Far too much time. For according to our sources, these fugitives have already made contact with a smuggler to take them who knows where.
I see. You're hoping that I'll be able to do something before they make it to an enemy city. If your heretics are planning on boarding a ship, then they must be in the dockyards. I'll look into this and see what I can do.
So find the smuggler, another mission. Let's
Could you
ask.
tell me anything about Ptolemy?
It would be a pleasure. As you already know,
Our glorious nation is guided by our faith. We follow the teachings of Matthias, our founder and greatest prophet, and give thanks each day to the Luminous for having gifted us magic. The high dignitaries of Thélème are at the same time our spiritual guides, advocates, and grand mages.
I've heard say that dissensions have appeared recently in your nation.
Ah, you must certainly be speaking about the debates that have divided the Ordo Luminous and the more political orders. The Lord Luminous has an extremely pure vision of our faith and applies the words of our saint very strictly. But other, more open-minded factions exist within our nation. They believe that a less rigid dialectic would attract souls more readily to our faith. But their differences are purely theoretical and do not threaten the cohesion of our nation, I assure you.
What's your point of view on the relations between our two nations?
As ambassador of Thélème, I can only rejoice at the mention of our commercial treaties. We appreciate as well the welcome that your uncle gave to our missionaries. Thanks to your support, more and more believers wander your lands. The congregation is our most precious ally. To be perfectly honest, we have only two complaints: that heresy is tolerated, and that your treaties with the Bridge Alliance are maintained.
So they'd rather us just be solely allied with them?
How's Thélème faring on Tirfredi?
We built a marvelous city, San Matthias, on the western coast of the island. Did you know that certain historians believe that it might well have been the final resting place of our prophet? Our missionaries there are a multitude. Not a day passes without new islanders joining our sacred faith. Of course, there are certain pockets of resistance. There is talk of a demonic cult, disgusting creatures. But I am confident that the Ordo Luminous will be able to put an end to these horrors. And we have tremendous hopes that the entire native population will join our ranks.
Oof, that's a pretty big ask. Convert the entire island?
How goes the conflict with the Bridge Alliance?
Your territory is, alas, the only one that has been spared from the ravages of war on the continent. We fight on every front, without great success, one must say. But what other choice do we have? These so-called savants not only refuse the light, but are determined in their fight against it.
And on Tirfredi?
To my knowledge, no one has yet seen any serious fighting. The Bridge have succeeded in provoking the natives there, and have their hands full keeping them at bay. Which leaves us greater latitude to settle peacefully and pursue our mission of conversion.
Alright, so we gained some good info. We are going to leave.
Farewell, Excellency.
Try to wrap up some of these missions before we head out to Tirfredi. So Constantine there, so we're going to talk to Captain Vasco and also find the smuggler. So both are over by Captain Vasco, so let's go run over there real quick and chat him up, see what's what. Oh yeah, he's down here.
Sir, you still haven't found your cousin. As you well know, we cannot leave without him.
Have no fear. I will bring him back in time to make our scheduled departure. Is everything ready?
I'm still without news of my cabin boy, but we will have to do without.
So I think we're going to probably have to make a decision
I
here.
spoke with a woman who told me she was the mother of the cabin boy. She claims that her son was taken from her.
Taken? Her son is sea-gifted. His parents were required to give him up to honor the terms of a contract.
A contract? But what kind of contract are we speaking of?
A commercial contract. In exchange for services rendered by the Nauts, some families cede more than gold. In some cases, nations even trade some of their subjects before they're born. I wouldn't be able to tell you the condition of Jonas's contract. I didn't even know he was originally from Serene. But what I can tell you is the young man hasn't seen his parents since he was a small child. And ever since, he's been a Naut. Our ships are his home. We are his only family.
Huh. So we gotta, I guess, bring Jonas back. Let's ask about the
Have you seen
heretics.
anyone wandering about? Suspicious looking. Maybe clandestine passengers.
Take a look around. There are far too many comings and goings to spot possible stowaways. As long as they don't try and get on my ship, I pay no attention to them. That said, we did catch ourselves a smuggler just a while ago.
A smuggler? Maybe he could be of some use. Where could I find him?
In the port jails, not far from the warehouses. May I ask you, why the sudden interest in smugglers and the odd stowaway?
We're gonna be open.
A couple of heretics are planning on leaving Serene. The ambassador of Teleme has entrusted me with the job of capturing them.
Happy to see that you trust me enough to seek my counsel in the affair. Just so happens that I heard someone talking about the couple. The Cardinal's men are far from discreet. They're making quite some ruckus, asking to search our warehouses. We of course refused entry. Only the Nauts have access. I'm sorry, Your Excellency, but I'm certain your potential stowaways aren't far. But we won't allow you to make a search to grab them. Not officially, at least.
What do you mean?
That discretion and malice are often more useful than titles and words.
Be back
Alright.
soon, Captain.
You see anyone else who might be able to help us? Anyone who's not a Naut?
Sir de Corsillion's a veritable well of scientific knowledge. He could tell us a little more.
Not prison. So let's walk up here. And maybe it's under us. Where's this guy? I think he's actually up here. There we go.
But I still don't see Constantine at your side. I hope he hasn't been the victim of any foul play.
Don't worry. We'll find him in time for departure.
I certainly hope so. Would you be in need of my help in any way?
I've had a word with Lady Fontaine. You must know her. That rich family that lives near the docks. She told me a strange story about her son who was a cabin boy on our ship. She said that he was taken when he was a child due to some contract with the Nauts.
Who was a cabin boy? Do you mean he's no longer one?
They took him back to bring him home.
Well, that is very unpleasant news, de Sade. We need to do all we can to bring the boy back to his ship. Since time immemorial, there's always been a certain price to pay for the services of the Nauts. Children born on their ships belong to them. It's the rule of the sea. But certain contracts are so important that they also require children to be offered in exchange. From time to time, the congregation has passed such accord, and certain noble families had to give their children up.
Are you telling me that the Fontaines lost their son because of some agreement signed between my uncle and the Nauts?
No. That pact ended a long time ago. This cabin boy couldn't have been a part of that contract. But Sir Fontaine has made a fortune trading with the Alliance, via ships.
Do you mean he would have offered up his own son in exchange for wealth?
Well, he probably did it before the birth of the child, and regretted it afterwards. But that is of little importance. What counts most is that you bring the boy back to the Nauts as quickly as possible. Breaking a contract with the seafarers has always cost us dearly. Our nation could feel it in its coffers.
I will do my best.
A father selling his own son for a few boat rides. For ugly, that is ugly.
Lady Fontaine didn't seem to have any knowledge of that detail. That could be of use to us.
So it seems like we should go back. Let's finish off this mission. This episode's getting fairly long. There's, like I said, a lot more to Serene than I expected. It's not just a gimmick entry. There's some substantial quests here, guys. Once we finish this one, we are going to call this episode. It looks like it's going to probably take us 3 episodes to get out of Serene, maybe more. But we're going to finish this mission and then head out. Let's I would like you to prepare several meals and bring them to the warehouses we own on the canal. My husband will have to work there with his clerk and his men, so warehouses on the canal.
This document mentions another property, a warehouse.
That would be a great place to hide. Shall we take a peek?
Excuse me, madam, but I haven't quite finished.
If you would be so courteous.
Okay.
With respect.
So she is not up to talk. And it seems to me like we're going to have to return the Naut. More likely than not. See what I did there? Very clever, I know. Alright, so... Nope, what's this? A chest. Swiftness potion, some stuff. Definitely behooves you guys to search around Serene. There's like a lot of good stuff to pick up in different areas. So, still kind of finding my way around. I think that I'm gonna go over here. So far, I'm really enjoying this game. They've done a fantastic job, story-driven. Really enjoying it.
Here we are. Be careful. Fontaine won't be alone. He'll have his henchmen with him.
Let's just try to remain discreet.
Alright. We will remain discreet and try not to kill anybody. Alright, everyone must be downstairs. Don't mind sneaking around, seeing if there's anything to loot. Doesn't seem like there is. So we will sneak back down. I don't think I'm too subtle for a magic user. Alright, so we're gonna open this door.
Sir de Sade, what are you doing here?
I've come looking for your son. The Nauts are worried about his disappearance.
Those Nauts took him from us, but now we've got him back, and he'll be staying with us.
Would you be so kind as to hear what I have to say, Sir Fontaine?
Alright, so we did put a point in charisma on this character, so why not use it?
You've taken your son against his will and have him locked up like merchandise in a warehouse. Is that what you call being a good father?
If I hadn't taken him back, he would have been hauled off on one of the cursed ships.
If that's what he wants, then why would you want to stop him?
For his mother. She misses him so. But in the end, you may be right. My boy has changed. He hasn't spoken a word to me since we've been in this precarious predicament. Very well. Take the key and take him away.
Congregation of Merchants.
Cursed be the day I delivered my son unto the Nauts.
All children leave the nest one day or another, sir. Farewell.
Warehouse basement key. So we need to open. Where's... Let's do a little exploring. So there is some stuff in here. Lockpicking level 1. Which we do not have. Oh.
It's not possible just now.
We could actually blow down the wall if we had that as an option. Let's check out in here. What's over here? Just like another circular loop. Alright, so we are going to free him. He's back over here. So, oh, or lockpicking 1, so that's good to know. A couple ways to do it.
Who are you?
My name is de Sardet. I am legate of the congregation. Your captain has sent me to find you.
And were you able to convince my father to allow me to go free?
Yes. Even if I had to bend his arm a little.
That doesn't surprise me. He seemed to have no intention of changing his mind. I feel more sorry for my mother. She seems so sweet and happy to see me.
You don't seem to be all that close to your parents.
I hadn't seen them since I was 5 years old. I barely remember them. They find me, capture me, and lock me up in this warehouse. Hard to grow close after all that. My family is the Nauts. I am sorry for my parents, but that is the way of it now. Can I go home?
Yes. You should still go and say farewell to your mother. Then find your way to the ship. I'll see you there.
Alright. Great. We can go let Captain Vasco know and close out this quest. So it looks like alchemy or science, we could kind of blow our way through a bit. Oh, you can also sneak in the back way. So that's good to know. Alright. Where is... We're gonna save Constantine for the end because I don't want to trigger heading to Tier 4D too early. I want to actually do every quest. I'm really enjoying this game. The goal... there we go. Didn't notice that. The goal is to do the majority of the missions and just kind of progress as we go along and enjoy the game. I will be playing 2 characters, so this one is starting out with magic and charisma. The other one I have going, which I'll be reviewing specific quests and different options on how to beat them. Well, you know, I started with a technical, and I think it'll be probably technical warrior, while this guy will probably be magic technical. But we'll see how it pans out. Thank you guys for watching. We're gonna finish out this mission.
As you well know, we cannot leave without...
Have no fear.
My cabin boy, Jonas, is back on ship. I have you to thank, I imagine.
You do. It's a rather sad affair, and though solved, leaves a broken family behind.
All we can do is plot a course. No one tells the wind what to do. I do thank you. I didn't think you'd go to so much trouble for a cabin boy. Your actions bring you honor.
So up 3 reps with the knots. Gained experience for level 3 now, which is awesome. Let's take a look. We do have 2 points to spend. Shadow Burst knocks back and deals magic damage to all enemies around the caster. Lightning Dash. Storm is 3 points. So this is sends a shockwave causing a stasis for all enemies in combat. So we might want to save that. I think that I'm assuming we can kind of pick any of these. Like I don't know if we have to build out to them. We'll figure that out. I'm gonna save 2 points so we can get right to Storm, which I think will be good. Anyways, thanks for watching. Catch us in the next episode. We will continue our Let's Play. And please throw me a thumbs up and comment for any suggestions or recommendations. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.